Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. Thank you very much for attending today, for joining us in this wonderful day, albeit virtually, for the launch of AndreaKhadija X Ann Zahid Creations Batik Sneakers Collaboration Project. It's a collaboration project between AndreaKhadija the artist and Ann Zahid Creations. Maybe some of you at this point are curious to know on what exactly Ann Zahid Creations is. Incredibly briefly, Ann Zahid Creations is a production that produces batik sneakers with authentic batik materials, batik blocks. So they are very authentic and extremely following the traditional methods. I'm sure that many of you have understood the significance of batik sneakers in the future of our traditional art. So now, without further ado, I would like to introduce the series Perjalanan Kita.
Now, Malaysians are told not to leave their homes unless to buy food and daily essentials or to seek medical help.
Musuh yang ada di hadapan kita adalah musuh yang kita tak kenal, dan mereka ini sudah bertukar
So what did you think? That was Perjalanan Kita, the series of sneakers that AndreaKhadija and Ann Zahid collaborated to produce. Back in the beginning of the year 2020, when the times were just starting to look up for a young girl who had just started her teenage years, the pandemic started to hit. She, among many people as well, became sheltered and separated from the life that they were supposed to lead and live and grow in. However, she used the time to express herself, and through her paintings, the wonderful collaboration project of the batik sneakers Perjalanan Kita was born. Without further ado, I invite the designer of the Perjalanan Kita series, AndreaKhadija.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you very much. So tell me, Andrea, how did this whole idea of the collaboration and the designs of these shoes start out as?
Alright, so around these few years, I started to really put out my artworks on Instagram. As you know, MCO started and I didn't really have much to do at that time. So I wanted to just put my artworks on social media and just make a brand out of myself, you know. And then after quite some time, Ann Zahid approached me and asked to have a collab with her shoe brand. And I was like, obviously so grateful for this opportunity, because I mean, who would ever think of getting a chance like this, especially when I was 14 last year and everything was quite crazy.
Thank you for those amazing answers. So now, what are some of your thoughts on the project itself, the designs on the sneakers that you came up with?
So Perjalanan Kita is actually the name of the shoe series that I have come up with the other day. So what I was trying to incorporate this design is basically what I felt during the COVID days, and just me and my memories in general, and how I grow up to be someone more mature, and I just go with the flow, you know. So it's something very close to me, and basically reminding myself that I need to think about the future and also don't just look back at the past. So I think that was what I was trying to convey while making this idea for this project.
I think it's quite a big feat for a school student to have already started a collaboration, which actually happened with an art studio. So how do you feel about this whole accomplishment?
Being able to have something this big, to participate in a project where many people are involved in it, I'm actually very, very grateful, because as a student, right, I didn't get many, I can't believe that I'm able to do something like this. And honestly, my school is very supporting in building our skills, and not just academic. So at some point I was quite like, I wanted to do something like this, because I see many people online doing projects and stuff, but I didn't know that it was something that I can get in the future. So having something like this is just very mind-blowing. I'm very grateful for this opportunity.
So yes, those were terrific breakdowns from the artist herself. So I'm sure that all of you can't wait to see what sneakers we have in store. So lucky for you, we do have the pairs here with us today. Let's have a look. Wow, so these are the gelap sneakers. Pretty dark, isn't it?
So the idea behind this sneaker is basically it tells the story of 2020, where everything seems a little bit troublesome, and I went through a lot of stuff during this time. Basically, I didn't meet my friends. It is a reflection of the past few years, where everything didn't seem like how it used to be. Pretty dark. I miss my friends a lot at this time, so I added some happy people on this design, making 2020 a very crazy year indeed.
The design does scream 2020 a lot, and these colors, they definitely pop, since the mask does show a lot of the colors, and it shows the darkness and the brightness of the people's hearts underneath the darkness of COVID. At least that's what I think about it.
Yeah, it is. It does bring a lot of contrast in the design.
The phrase "nanti akhirnya" means something along the lines of later, finally, or after all this time. So what does that mean in the context of these sneakers?
Yeah, this sneaker design is supposed to be a resemblance of how I want to go out and have some fun, going on vacations, holiday trips, or even balik kampung. So actually the original name is supposed to be Nanti, but since the borders have been opened and all, I thought that Nanti akhirnya suits it a little bit more, since we're finally here, we're finally going to end everything
get back
and
to the normal.
get back to the normal days. It's very colorful and bright.
Yes, absolutely. The sea blue color palette is really pleasing on the eyes. It's an expression of how you felt at the time.
I would call this piece a collage piece, since most of the other designs I did with only on paper, I painted it and all, but this time I decided to try something new, so I incorporated digital art, where I just paint some of the elements here, and then I added some digitally drawn pieces and pasted it all together, so it's kind of like a collage.
Right. So in a way, it does show your growth, the growth of yourself as an artist.
Yeah, I hope so.
What do we have next? Oh, this one is kawan-kawanku, isn't it?
Yeah,
This one pops in colors. I have to say, it gives off a very happy and friendly vibe. So, what exactly could have inspired such a nice color palette?
This actually is my first design. I mean, one of the earlier designs. At that time, I was staying at home a lot, right? So my only closest friend I had at home was my cat. So when I first got this, when I was at home a lot, I didn't really have much to think about. So I started to just doodle about my cat, and I mean just any cat designs with some funky elements in it. So when I got the offer, I thought that it would be such a good chance for me to just use this as my design, one of my designs. And I'm so sure that a lot of people during lockdown, they also don't have many people to socialize around, like their friends. So having their little pet, their cat or the dog or whatever, or any animal you have at home as your company. Yeah, as furry friends. So yeah, this is the main idea behind my design. It's not that intricate or detailed, but I think this shows how much I've grown and how much progression I made ever since I started this whole project.
It still is a wonderful piece to me. It's nice to see your journey through art, through these sneakers.
This is true, that's true.
Now for another piece lively with color. So this is busana kami, which means our clothing. It looks like it's a tribute to the many cultures of Malaysia.
That's right. This is also very symbolic of how we as Malaysians weathered together through COVID.
Yes, we wouldn't be where we are here today without the cooperation of all Malaysians in the country, you know?
I think the way that this is very bright and vibrant, it somewhat looks like fireworks, you know? It just symbolizes how we have reached almost the end, I guess, of finally being able to make things work, make things happen. As you can see, it's a bit not that intricate. It's very freehand-ish type of design. I started this even way before this project happened. I just wanted to draw whatever that I had in mind back then, and because of how the colors and how, I mean, it looks quite put together, you know. So when I got this opportunity, I thought that also using this as one of my designs would be a good match with the rest of the shoe design. Here we have Taman Tersembunyi.
You see, this one really intrigues me. The name means hidden garden, and it definitely gives off a different feel and vibe compared to the rest of the designs we've seen so far. So, would you like to tell us about exactly what Taman Tersembunyi is and this design?
Actually, this design is quite different than the rest, as you can see. Like, mainly I put in portraits and people's faces in it, but this time I wanted to try something new, so I added like an abstract type of design. Normally, I wouldn't experiment that much back in the days, but I thought that I should try something. And this is also quite early, when I was 14 like that. So when I got this opportunity again, I chose to use this design because it shows how I was during that time, where the Taman Tersembunyi shows reflection in how I spend my time alone in peace and try to think about things and grow in general.
I personally do think that this does have a more tranquil and conveys an expression a bit different than the others, and no less nicer than the rest. And it does look like batik in its own right. Oh, what's this? It does have some other kind of pattern here. It seems they're authentic batik blocks, making this series something of a fusion of Andrea's art and the traditional art of batik blocks.
The fusion between modern and traditional art together is quite neat. It really is. Even the batik itself is actually very, very pretty.
Yes, we can even see the fusions in the rest of the designs of the batik shoes. thank you so much for that insightful look into the art of batik blocks. So now it looks like we have reached the end of the AndreaKhadija X Ann Zahid batik sneakers collaboration project.
So I would like to thank my Koleksi Perjalanan Kita teachers for helping me a lot, especially my art teacher, for making me gain confidence in my artworks and inspiring me to move forward, and also getting projects like this into projects like this. So yeah, thank you so much for the support.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you to everyone who has supported the artists, support and Zahid Creations, support this project, and you too can support this project by buying these sneakers. They are available for order now on the Zahid Creations web store. The link is on the screen as I speak and in the description below. And you can even find the link to purchase them on Zahid Creations social media or Andrea's own social medias and some other word of mouth. So thank you so much for sticking around, and once again, thank you for joining us today, and have a wonderful, terrific day.